Here's what we know about Spare by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. This video was actually a request from one of our viewers on my review of Tom Daly's book Coming Up for Air. Rory Gilmore is excited for this book because of the controversy and said, I feel like we might be getting excited for nothing, but any mention of Meghan and Diana. Normally with these videos, what I like to do is go over any basic summarized background I have of the author, which again, I kind of don't, but I will for the review. We also go over the title, why the author might call it this, that, and of course go over the Audible or Amazon description so we have an idea of what to expect from the book, and lastly when it's coming out in its physical, digital, and audio formats. But I had to do a little more digging on this book than others I do these videos on, and I will explain why shortly, but let's get right to it, shall we? Just so you guys know, there are affiliate links in the description, and if you guys buy anything through those links, like maybe this book, then I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and I want to make self-growth normal, because people shouldn't have to look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. Now let's go over some very quick basics for anyone like me, aka the royal family for dummies. The royal family goes back as far as the 9th century. But to keep things relevant, I found a super nice chart from BBC that goes over pretty much the last 100 years, which is the Queen's closest family and order of succession. But the most common names that I've at least heard in the last few months are Elizabeth, Charles, Diana, William, Harry, the author of this book, and Meghan. On to the family. Elizabeth was the Queen of the UK who died on September 8th, 2022. Her son Charles became the new king of the UK. Now, several decades ago, Charles and his first wife of two, Diana, had two boys, Harry and William. Diana and Charles got divorced in 1996, and the following year, Diana died in a car crash in Paris. Harry, the younger brother, was appointed the first Duke of Sussex, a county in England, in 2018 by the Queen Elizabeth. The same year, Harry married Meghan, now the Duchess of Sussex. And in 2020, the couple stepped down as senior members of the royal family, then moved to Southern California, where Meghan is from. And they've been doing all kinds of stuff since then, including their nonprofit organization Archwell Inc. and Harry's co-production with Oprah in the mental health documentary series, The Me You Can't See. So those are the fastest and most basics I found on the basis of basics for the royal family. Okay, but what about the title? What the hell is a spare? Like, a spare tire? Is that all that Harry means to Elizabeth? He's just a spare tire? I looked into it a little bit more because in all seriousness, on second thought, I figured it had to do directly with royal succession. So it turns out this title is actually pretty juicy, and here's why. Remember when I said Charles had two sons, Harry and William? So the name of this memoir comes almost undeniably from the adage, the heir and the spare, pointing to the separate paths traveled by both of them since birth, really, kind of. Sort of. Basically. Yeah. Totally. I mean, completely. William was the next up. And Harry, heaven forbid if William dies or something, is the backup. So in a way, he is kind of a spare tire. But I'm sure that there's a lot of emotion underneath that thick, rubbery exterior. And oh my gosh, this is a terrible analogy. On to the description. It was one of the most searing images of the 20th century. Two young boys, two princes, walking behind their mother's coffin as the world watched in sorrow and horror. For a while, apparently, there were actually many conspiracy theories out there surrounding Diana's death and saying it was planned and stuff like that. As Diana, Princess of Wales, was laid to rest, billions wondered what the princes must be feeling and thinking, and how their lives would play out from that point on. Okay, that's a fair point. For Harry, this is that story at last. Wow. I think it would make a lot of sense to say this anyway. Her burial was in September 1997. It has been just about 25 years since, and given the scope of scrutiny that the royal family has probably been under for literally over 1,200 years, I'm sure that anyone in Harry's position could easily write a book about those 25. So it'll definitely be interesting to hear what he has to say. But just the name Spare, to me, makes it seem that he's phenomenally aware of what he technically means to his family. Not emotionally, but technically, and perhaps hierarchically at that. With its raw, unflinching honesty, Spare is a landmark publication full of insight, revelation, self-examination, and hard-won wisdom about the eternal power of love over grief. I feel like it sounds so snobby of me to say this, but I would hope so. Like I said, 25 years. You don't just go through that under major continuous public and presumably familial examination without gaining that wisdom. Lastly, when is it expected to come out? Spare by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex is expected to come out in its hardcover, audio, book, Kindle, and audio CD versions on January 10th, 2023. So that is what we know about Spare, the memoir by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you excited for this book or what? There's a link in the description if you guys want to check it out and read the reviews when it is out. I will do a review of it myself, and I'll make sure to drop that link in the description as well. That and any other books that I mentioned in this video too. If there are any other books that you guys want me to check out and review in the meantime, please let me know in the comments below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed, then you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos. That would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere, and I'll see you then.